So can there still be more upside in some of these Singapore technology counters like AEM, Franken, and UMS? Right, so just about 3 weeks back, I did a video on these three stocks, AEM, Franken, and UMS, and some of them have really gone up by 5 to 10% over the past few weeks. Hey guys, Joey here, top tier advisor in Philips Securities and chief trainer at Trading Impossible. Right, so in today's video, we're going to go through these three stocks again: AEM, Franken, and UMS, which I've covered just about 3 weeks back, and there were some signs of a good bullish move coming back. In fact, over the past 1 to 2 weeks, there are some good bullish actions and prices have kind of pushed higher, but it seems like we have kind of hit a bit of an obstacle and a bit of profit taking has came back again, right? So we look at these three stocks, and I'll give you just one more stock right at the end. If you stay all the way to the end, I'll share you just one more stock that have came into our watch list as well. All right, so do stick around all the way to the end of this video, because we're going to cover these three stocks, right? AEM, Franken, and UMS, and one bonus stock at the end of this video whereby you can potentially put in your watch list to kind of ride the uptrend even further. So this is AEM, alright, one of the Singapore technology stocks that we have covered previously as well, and it's currently trading at about $4.18, 4.18 right over here. Alright, so I mentioned this about 3 weeks back. I did a video on this counters as well, and we can do a quick recap on where we were, right? So today is the 8th of April, Thursday is at 11:46 AM live, and this is where we are, right? So just about 3 weeks back, I mentioned that we were somewhere around here, alright, on the 17th of March, 18th of March, right over here, and we were kind of like below this critical resistance at that $4. I mentioned about this $4 critical psychological level. In fact, we have broken down somewhere in early March. We stayed below, consolidated a while, right, and we're kind of like looking at it kind of breaking that $4 level to see the reversal happen. You can see right then we're actually below this green line, which would be the 20 days moving average as well. So I mentioned about this $4 level. If we do see some good bullish actions coming back, that's where the reversal can start to happen. So yes, in fact, over the past 1 to 2 weeks, we have kind of seen quite a good bullish move. We have broken, alright, this $4 psychological level. You can look at this, right? The green line, the 20 days moving average, have kind of like turned down and kind of like reverse and U-turn back up. Right over here, you can see kind of reverse back up with prices, kind of like going back above that $4 level. That's number one. Number two, you kind of went back above the green 20 days moving average. So that's a sign that in terms of the short term as well, alright, we can start to see a bit more upside, of course, with the reversal starting to happen, alright, as long as this new $4 support level is happening. Alright, so this $4 support level would be the support for now at $4. Alright, and in terms of the longer term trend, I think I mentioned about the longer term trend as well for AEM. It kind of looks good, right? All this while since like 2020, we have seen like some short-term profit taking, a bit of consolidation, but in the long term, alright, it looks good. Look at this, right? The blue line, which is the 200 days moving average, has been like sloping up all this while. In fact, right over here, we kind of rebounded from, right, both the blue line and the red line, the 100 days moving average, the red line, and the 200 days moving average, blue line. So kind of like push away from this longer term moving average. That's a sign that the longer term trend is still pretty much intact. Of course, in the short term, we can see a bit of profit taking, right? But right now, the short term also looks good because I just mentioned that we kind of broke above this $4 level. So yes, anything above that $4, let me just go ahead to draw some upside rebound targets. We can potentially see a good rebound all the way back to that $4.40, right? Why $4.40? Look at this. We were actually supported above just in February. In fact, was the resistance, and then we kind of broke up. We supported above that $4.40, and we broke down that $4.40 and went all the way down. So this is now the new, alright, support turn resistance, and this would be the range, I would say, from $4 all the way to about $4.40. So as we head towards that $4.40, alright, we might start to see a bit of selling, a bit of profit taking coming back, which is normal. I mean, you can also take some profit near there, but more importantly, what happens is if we do, get past that $4.40, alright, with the trend all still looking good in terms of the uptrend, that's where we can also attempt to break that $4.40 to head towards that 470 to 480 level. That would be the recent high we've seen somewhere in February just before, right? We've seen the technology sectors selling off on, in Singapore and the world as well, right? So this is AEM right over here. Right now, anything above that $4, which would be the support for now, I think it still looks good, alright, and that's where we can start to see a bit more upside. So guys, if you like this video, go ahead to give me an early thumbs up. It will definitely help out the YouTube channel, and thank you so much for doing this, right? So let's go to look at the second counter I'd like to share with you, and this would be Franken, F-R-E-N-C-K-E-N, right over here. And just about 3 weeks back, I talked about this counter as well. I think we're somewhere around here. Alright, you can look at the previous video, we're somewhere around here at about 140, and I mentioned about this really critical resistance level called the $1.45, 1.45. In fact, 145 I mentioned we were holding below since like January for about 2 months plus. It came down, buyers came back and kind of rebounded, but we were pretty much consolidating below this $1.45 level. And I mentioned about this level potentially breaking, alright, and that's where the uptrend can continue. Yes, right. So over the past 2 weeks, indeed, we managed to break this $1.45 level. So let me just turn this line from 145. You can see this was the red line that I've drawn previously, which was the resistance level, the key resistance level. And right now, this would be the support level. Let me just turn this to green in color. So this would be the support level for now, about 145. All right. In fact, I see over the past 1 week, or over the past 1 week, you can see that the support has been probably shift from like 145 to somewhere around 150, right? But let me just shift this line up a bit. So let me just go ahead to draw another line right here. So anything from like 145 to 150, not even 145. Okay, 145 would be a good critical support level, as that was where we kind of broke up. And also, look at this, the 20 days moving average, the green line is right at 145 as well, but it seems like it hasn't even gone to 145 and near 150, and buyers are starting to come back up. So that's a good sign in terms of it pushing higher and kind of like maintaining even at a higher support level at 150, right? Not even 145. So let me just go ahead to draw some upside targets for now. I would say right now, support is about 150 all the way to about that $1.60, right? So 150 would be a psychological support level. That is where we are holding above over the past 1 week plus. You can see buyers have come came back whenever it hits to like 151, 152. Buyers are coming back, but it pushes towards that 156, 157, and sellers are coming out. So that would be the consolidation range for now, from 150 to 160. It's about a 10 cents range. But in terms of the uptrend, I think I mentioned previously, right, the longer term uptrend still looks intact. Short term, that's a good thing as well. As I mentioned, we broke at 145, and that's where we started to see a bit more upside coming back, right? So long term, it looks good. Short term looks good as well, above that 150 support level. So this is one of those stocks that you can potentially think about riding, or maybe even take steps to kind of like protect your profits. I mean, if you have kind of got in when we caught the rebound somewhere from like 130 to 140, you're probably in the money right now. You want to make sure that you have steps, or you take steps to kind of protect your profits. If it kind of breaks down maybe below that 150, you can also just get out and protect your profits and still make money, right? So this is Franken right over here. The uptrend looks good, all right, as long as we hold above that 150 psychological support level for now. Alright, so this is the third Singapore technology counter I'd like to share with you, and this is called UMS, right? UMS, and just about 3 weeks back in the video, I think we're somewhere around here, right? Trading below that $1.30, right? 1.30 resistance level, we're kind of like below it, and there were some signs of a good reversal happening because we kind of broke above that 120 level, which I mentioned as well. So we're kind of like consolidating below that 130, and I mentioned about this potential upside above 130, alright? That's where we can potentially hit back to the critical $1.40 resistance level. So yes, indeed, over the past 1 to 2 weeks, we have kind of broke up right above that $1.30 level right away here. You can see we kind of broke up on this day, which is the 29th of March, alright, just about last week. We kind of broke up and we kind of headed to our first target at that $1.40 level. So let me just go ahead to turn this line, which was originally the resistance level, red to green in color. So now, alright, this would be the support level at about $1.30. Let me just remove this as well. You can see $1.30. And in fact, this is where the 20 days, the green line, the 20 days moving average is as well, right? So anything above that 130, all right, that would now be the support level all the way to that 140. So I mentioned about this 140 being a really critical resistance level. In fact, this 140 we have been holding just below it since January. Alright, kind of touch it, came down, sellers kind of like take and push prices down. Alright, and of course when the technology sector sold off somewhere in January, Feb, that's where we sold all the way back down when we broke that 130. But right now you can see we are pretty much back to that $1.40. Today is currently trading about 139, so there's a lot of sellers capped and stacked there at 140, 141. Alright, so I think that is where we might potentially consolidate over the next few days or maybe next week. And yeah, we do want to see if we can break above this 140. Right, so we're going to break above this 140, probably see quite a good bullish candle coming back. And that's why we can potentially head towards that 150. So that could be our revised target, alright, if we do see some good actions above that $1.40. But right now, alright, yes, it seems like support is about $1.30. In fact, 135 over the past few days. 135 has been quite a good support as well, a good temporary support. It seems like buyers are coming up at about $1.35 here. Alright, so yeah, it could be a good opportunity to kind of get in and load up, accumulate on dips as it kind of like approaches that 130 to 135, as we see right over here, to kind of ride the rebound and of course that potential move or break above that 140 level for it to kind of like push higher and for the uptrend to continue, right? So same thing in terms of the longer term trend. I talk about it as well. Look at this, the green line has kind of reversed back up in terms of the short term. Alright, prices have kind of went back up above that green line. So short term it looks good somewhere around March when I covered that video. And of course the longer term in terms of the red line, the 100 days moving average, and the blue line, the 200 days moving average, both of them are pretty much still pointing up, and the red is still above the blue line. And of course you can see prices kind of like rebounded from the blue line, the 200 days moving average, when we kind of hit the bottom somewhere in March. So that's a good sign that this stock is here to stay in terms of the longer term, in terms of the uptrend, still continuing the long term. I think it still looks good, with prices kind of like rejecting and pushing away from this 200 days moving average blue line. Alright, so this is UMS right over here, and we are currently trading at about $1.38 now. So for those of you that stay all the way to the end of this video, right now I'm going to share with you a bonus stock that I just talked about just now, right? And this bonus stock I share with you would be called INNOTECH, INNOTECH, right? So also one of those technology kind of like precision manufacturing of parts, electronics and all that. So this is INNOTECH right over here, and it is currently trading about 0.79. Right, so this stock have came into my watch list actually over the past few months. In fact, later we're going to look at the system as well, what it says on the 1GT, the one good trend system that I have that kind of like alerted me to this counter in the first place. And we did see some bullish signals coming out as well, right? So this is INNOTECH right over here, currently trading at about 0.79. In fact, over the past, I would say 2 months plus, since like February, we were pretty much consolidating below, this critical resistance level at about 0.76. Look at this, 0.76. It touched, it came down, it neared, came down, touched, came down. And what happens was over the past few days, we managed to break this 0.76, the 76 cents resistance level right over here. That would be a kind of like a critical resistance level, and we do see some good move happening. That's where the uptrend can potentially continue. And in terms of the trend, I think you can see right over here that the trend looks really intact. We've been holding above this upward sloping, look at this green line, the channel support line right over here since like last year, October, November, when the uptrend really started to happen. Alright, and of course the moving averages in terms of the red and blue line, they're both pointing towards a really stable and good long-term uptrend. Alright, and yes, so we did break this 0.76 resistance level somewhere on the 5th of April, just a few days back, and that's where we can potentially see the upside continue. Let me just go ahead to draw some upside targets all the way to probably around that 85 cents. So 80 cents, you can see 80 cents over the past few days. That's where we are seeing a bit of profit taking, which is normal. I mean, that's where it is a psychological level as well, and sellers can also come back and take some profit. But I would say anything above that 76 cents level, and of course if we do get past that 80 cents temporary psychological resistance level. That's where we can potentially see the move all the way to about that 85 cents level, right? So this is 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐫𝐭 right over here. I'm currently trading about 0.79. All right, another bonus stock I'll share with you for sticking all the way to the end of this video. And so let's take a look at what it says on the 1GT, the one good trend system that I have that kind of like alerted me to 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐫𝐭 in the first place. All right, so this is 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐫𝐭 right over here on the 1GT, right? The one good trend system that I have that kind of like guides me on what stocks to kind of like focus on, and so when to get in and when to get out. So this is 𝐬𝐿𝐵𝐭 here, and in fact over the past few months since like August, September last year 2020, we had some good bullish signal coming right away. You can see that was somewhere in August with a green arrow pointing up. It's a 1GT bullish signal. All right, went up a bit, came down. All right, profit taking, another bullish signal went up, bullish signal went up. So yeah, we had quite a couple of bullish signals somewhere around here in January, 1st of January. Look at this right over here. That was the beginning of the year when the uptrend really accelerated as well, when it kind of broke that 56 cents level. All right, so we got another bullish signal here and an exit, another bullish signal, exit. And let me just zoom in right now. So over the past few months, 1 month plus, somewhere in 16th of March, right in the middle of March, right over here, we got a new 1GT bullish signal, all right, which is like a green arrow pointing up. And of course, the trend all looks good, as I mentioned just now. And yes, over the past few days, we have broke, as I mentioned, that 76 cents level. So are there any exit signals out now? The answer is no. All right, seems like there are no exit signals. All right, so I think yeah, if we do break that 80 cents level, all right, over the next few days or maybe next week, that's when I think we can potentially see a bit more upside, and maybe the exit signal might come out, or it might start to push higher or consolidate, and then we might see an exit signal. Right, so this is 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐫𝐭, and we have like a 1GT bullish signal just most recently about 2 weeks back, about 2 to 3 weeks back, and there are no exits. So just want to show you, why we were alerted to this counter in the first place, and how we kind of use this system, the 1GT, the one good trend system, that kind of guides us on like what stocks to even look at in the first place, and when to kind of get in and when to get out if we do see an exit signal, right? So if you want to find out more about how you can access this system, or kind of like the framework, right, the whole framework behind the 1GT, the one good trend, you can probably attend one of those free workshops that I have running. All right, I'll probably drop you an email if you're on my email list, or go into just to click on the link below. I think I'll put the link there as well, and that's where you can kind of like attend this free web class or like a webinar to kind of learn a bit more on how we do it, or how do we get out, and also how do we use like a system kind of guides us and makes things so much simpler. So yes, I hope you have taken note of some of the key levels, right, for the 3 stocks, AEM, Franken, and UMS, and another bonus stock called 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐫𝐭 right over here, and you now know what to do. All right, so if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, go ahead to smash the subscribe button, and of course give me a like as well. You'll definitely help out this channel, and of course leave your comments below on what you think about these stocks that I just mentioned, AEM, Franken, UMS, and 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐫𝐭. What are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments below what is your biggest takeaway from this video, and I'll do my best to address them. Thank you so much for watching. Joey here. I'll see you in the next video.